Hello everyone. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into Scroll Ecosystem as well as a super quick update and news regarding Solana airdrops and claims. Now the reason we're super bullish about Scroll is primarily because they have said on multiple occasions that, for example, Sandy Scroll is the co-founder of Scroll. She has said that the second half of the year is going to be big, so this implies some kind of token potentially, as well as the fact that they've said on multiple occasions that decentralization and rewards for on-chain activities are also on the way. If this doesn't scream airdrop, I don't know what does. You can quote the famous Kabi comedian that's going like, this is basically it. This is the same when Arbitrum said that to Optimism Airdrop, appetizer is served before the main dish. You need to be able to read these things and make conclusive conclusions regarding all of these interactions on Twitter. And on top of it all, we're having a Bernoulli upgrade for Scroll, which is supposed to dramatically reduce the fees on Scroll Layer 2, as well as provide superior EVM compatibility for developers. However, honestly, I've been interacting on Scroll earlier today, and I'm really not seeing a massive fee reduction as of yet. For example, when this happened for Linea, fees went down from like $1 to $2 to a couple cents. Fee reduction is currently not as huge on Scroll, but maybe by the time you're watching this, it will be. And another thing that you need to really keep an eye out for is the fact that if you still have not claimed your Avail tokens, well, you cannot claim them yet, but you need to verify your wallet eligibility to claim at a future date. You have to do that before May 4th. A lot of Ethereum Layer 2s have been used as a criteria for getting the tokens. So if you've been active on Ethereum Layer 2s, you have to check your wallets before May 4th. Now, in Solana news and as well as DefiLlama news, we have some amazing updates for this. So they have recently introduced an airdrop checker where you simply enter your wallet address and you can check all upcoming airdrops. Now, currently, they don't really have a lot of airdrops already input, but in the future, as new airdrops start coming, this will be an amazing way to check many wallets and addresses at one simple click of a button. Now, for Solana news and strategies, we can finally claim our Camino allocations, and this one is super underwhelming considering that the token is trading at about 5 cents a piece. And if you don't want to sell your allocation for peanuts, you can just stake them on the platform, or you can provide liquidity in Meteora pools, which is potentially 2-in-1 if Meteora ends up launching a token sometime in the future. Now, much better news is coming from Drift, potentially, considering that they have just launched their airdrop eligibility checker, where you can simply copy paste your Solana address. And if you've been active on Drift, you might be looking at a nice payday. So this wallet, for example, is not eligible for much, but a lot of the people in our Discord are having 5 to 6 figure in points for Drift. And if the price stays at $0.50 at pre-market prices, this could be a huge Solana airdrop. Also, one thing to keep in mind is that if you do not claim and sell your tokens immediately, so if you wait at least 6 hours to claim your tokens, you're going to be getting a bonus allocation. And considering the market is super bearish at the moment, it is definitely something I'm going to be considering to just wait 6 hours when the claiming goes live and claim extra tokens. If you're not going to be selling them immediately, this is also definitely something you need to consider. Now, regarding my Solana strategy, I am completely moving away from the whale games of MarginFi, Camino, Parcel, and others, and completely trying to focus on more niche, much more potentially profitable opportunities. One such is Sanctum. So Sanctum is a liquid staking platform where you can utilize your liquid stake tokens in their pools. Now, there's another great strategy to use. For example, the best thing to do on Sanctum, in my opinion, is to get Jupiter SOL, so liquid staked SOL, Jupiter Solana. And this way you can qualify for Jupiter Rounds 2 and the Helios Labs version, so AshSwap, which has literally stated in their Twitter communication that people who stake with Helios, they're going to be super happy that they did. So unless this is a straight up lie, we can be looking at potentially Zeta 2.0. Of course, this is all hopium, but sometimes you have to get creative, and Solana whale games is not in my interest, so you have to try and pick your winners carefully. And my last piece of Solana strategy has to do with NFTs. I'm looking at Pykenians as a very interesting play, considering that Pyke Finance is a part of Purple Alliance that has close ties with Monad, of course, and Monad is probably going to be the biggest airdrop surprise of 2024. This is very speculative, but considering that Pike Finance suffered an exploit of $300,000 just a couple of weeks ago, their NFT collection crashed from 14 SOL to just around 3. So getting a couple of these as floor price could also be an interesting from an investment position. Interesting play, not financial advice. Of course, you need to make your own strategy, and for this, there is no better way than to actually interact in real time with serious DeFi degens and airdrop hunters. This is why we have created our own Discord, where we track many active airdrops at the same time. You have Solana airdrops, Scroll updates all in one place. And to get access to this, you can only subscribe from our official page. And with this, you can also get an access to airdrop tracking application that makes sure that you never miss an airdrop claim, and make the best strategy for yourself in potentially the last big airdrop year, 2024.
Hey crypto fans, as airdrop hunters and crypto enthusiasts, we are constantly in risk of being scammed from protocols and people that want to drain our wallets and enter into our computers. That is why we partner with proxy sellers for our proxy services, and the great about their services is that you can select many crypto-friendly countries, and you can even mix a package of different countries for your proxy services. You can select many of the different proxy options, including your residential proxies. And it's super easy to get it. You just select the country, then you can put the amount of proxies that you want. Let's say that I am farming with 10 wallets. Just click on buy, and here on redeem code you can put a referral CCS15, and you can see how the price downs a 15% for all these proxy services and 10% for residential services. So don't wait anymore, be safe as an airdrop hunter and crypto enthusiast, so you are always in control when you are online. Use our CCS15 refer code, and first link in the description is your link to get your proxies with us and proxy seller.
And now let's go into Scroll. So two really amazing threads that have helped me make this video are from CC2, of course, and it really illustrates how much the Scroll network is focused around their community. If you remember, they launched the Galaxy campaign sometime in March, and they removed it after one day after community was like, we're not doing this. We don't like community quests. So yeah, they have very nice alignment with their community. They listen to the constructive feedback, which is a very big plus for a project. Also, let us not forget that they have, as we stated before, they have stated that there's going to be rewards for on-chain activities, and Vitalik is also really bullish on Scroll, so this is another reason why we should not fade it. So a couple of things to keep in mind if you're going to be farming Scroll. These are the minimum allocations and minimum things that you should do. Ethereum mainnet usage, you need to make sure that your wallet has at least a couple transactions on Ethereum mainnet. Then you need to have at least $20-30 on the Scroll network. You need to use it a couple times a month. This is recommended. And then be active for multiple consecutive months. Also, make sure not to front load all your transactions in one day. Don't do like 50 transactions in one day. That is not very organic. Use a lot of volume and interact with different dApps. This is basically the holy grail of airdrop farming. If you do these things for all the networks that you're doing, you're going to be very well positioned. Whether it's ZkSync, which is just around the corner, or many others. So if you have bridged into Scroll during session 0, you're already very well positioned. But if you haven't, make sure to use the official bridge at least once. This is a little outdated. Currently, we have an even better way to bridge into Scroll using Hyperlane. So you can actually use Merkle to bridge into Scroll, and this is going to qualify you potentially for 4 airdrops at once. So you're going to qualify for Merkle, Hyperlane, Scroll, and the sending blockchain, which could be, for example, Base, if you think that Base is going to airdrop the token sometime in the future. Of course, you can use the simple apps such as SyncSwap and Ambient, but we're going to be diving into a little more advanced strategies a little down the line. Not gonna lie, it is kind of funny that they have literally just repackaged the old Galaxy campaign and started calling it Scroll Marks and Sessions, but still, considering that the fact that Scroll Layer 2 is kind of underfarmed still, and we have no clue what activity other than just random on-chain interactions are generating U marks, then this really means that we are very early in this whole campaign. Now, how to get started, right? First, you always want to go to DefiLlama and check all the current applications that are built on Scroll and sort them by total value locked, which should be some kind of indicator that they're not, in fact, scams and drugs. Because if you go down the line, you can see some stuff with like a couple thousand in total value locked. I would highly recommend staying away from these. We're going to go through this Trench S yield, which is the biggest DApp on Scroll. We're going to go through Ambient, SyncSwap, Lairbank, and EasySwap as the main turning points for Scroll. First things first, if you want to see the other applications and all the dApps built on Scroll, you can also go to scroll.io in their ecosystem page, and you can find some interesting place here. Now, if you want to actually bridge into Scroll, as we stated before, it is imperative that you use the official bridge at least once, as it was a criteria for many different airdrops in the past, namely Arbitrum. But again, if you want to qualify for a 2-in-1 and avoid Ethereum gas fees, after you bridge at least once, then you can use Merkle's Hyperlane bridge to Scroll option, and this way you qualify for multiple airdrops at once. Once you're in the Scroll network, first thing you want to do is you want to make sure to get some kind of anti-Sybil criteria. And a great way to do that is to go to Merkle and mint your unique Scroll NFT. Once you have done so, you can also deploy a Scroll network contract, and this way you're going to be stand out as potentially a wallet that is a developer wallet. So you simply go to All2 network and go to Scroll network, deploy, and pay maybe $1 or $2 to get your NFT on the Scroll network. And now let's look at some dexes on Scroll. The best two places to swap tokens on Scroll are currently Izumi Finance and SyncSwap. Starting with Izumi, they have their iPoints program, and if you swap already only $100 worth of tokens on Scroll, you already have 20 points from their points program, and this resets every week. Also, if you swap $50 of easy tokens and you can immediately swap back, then you also get 20 points. Of course, as always, volume matters, and if you swap $1,000, you get 40 points. Now, you can also stake your liquidity in their pools, but if you do that, you're locking up your liquidity and you probably need it elsewhere, so only do this if you have really excess capital. Another one is, of course, SyncSwap. This is tried and true. This is started on ZkSync, but since then it has expanded on many networks, just like Izumi Finance, which is also available on many Ethereum Layer 2s. But SyncSwap is hinting at a token for months already, so definitely get some interactions on SyncSwap. You can simply swap and provide liquidity in their pools. Of course, you have many other strategies, and one of the legends in our Discord, Ole, has given us a great strategy for Scroll. First thing, of course, you bridge through the official bridge, and then you can go to Kelp DAO, and here, after you have ETH on Scroll Layer 2, you can deposit it onto the Scroll Network's restake platform on Kelp DAO. This way you generate automatically eigenlayer points, which might be a little more underwhelming than yesterday, but still, you get eigenlayer points, Kelp miles, and even more eigenlayer points down the line, as well as you can deposit your restaked ETH on the Lairbank platform. So you put about 2/3 of it in Lairbank, you deposit against it, and then you can use that borrowed funds from the Lairbank platform, and you can put it into the wrapped restaked ETH and ETH pair on Ambient Finance. So the whole tutorial is in our Discord, but again, this is a great way to maximize your capital efficiency while hitting many different Scroll airdrops at the same time. And the last couple Scroll strategies have to do with Aperture Finance. They are a DEX on Scroll where you can simply swap and provide liquidity. You get points for all activities, but one of the stuff that makes them unique are their features such as setting up auto compound, which basically turns your APRs into APYs, which means that the fees generated get automatically compounded into your position. You can also do this manually if you want to generate extra points by reinvesting your fees, and you can also conduct a rebalance, which means if you put your LP position between 2.7 and 3K on ETH, and ETH goes out of range, so above 3K or under 2.7, you can conduct a rebalance to put your position back into place, or you can do so with automatic rebalance using this option. Now, another feature on Scroll that I'm definitely going to be using is Bedrock's native liquid restaking, and they're using the IOTX infrastructure. They're the first liquid restaking protocol on IOTX, and this is huge because they are one of the best decentralized physical modular infrastructure plays out there. And this is definitely something I want some exposure to. So how this would work is you would go to Ambient Finance, and here you can generate the Bedrock Bedrock Diamonds, which is basically their points program, and you simply swap your Scroll ETH into Uni ETH, and then you provide it in a 50-50 ratio on ambient finance. And considering that these assets are supposed to be pegged to one another, it's both ETH, then you can really set really tight ranges between 1 to 5%, and you should not suffer any impermanent loss unless a huge depeg black swan event happens, which it should not. Hopefully it doesn't. And the last one, we have Satori Finance. This is for the traders. If you're actually good at trading, you can trade many different markets such as Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, Doge, and Arbitrum. Of course, like every project in crypto these days, they have a points program. So if you're a good trader, you can generate some volume on Satori Finance to get some unique scroll interactions as well. And the last little more advanced strategy has to do with Stakestone and the Trenches application on Scroll. So first thing you need to do is you have to stake your ETH on Ethereum mainnet to get a stone, and this stone then you bridge on their application into Scroll. After you have the stone on the Scroll network, you need to go to Trenches, and here you have to actually buy this Stone Queen token that you get from the bridged stone on Scroll, and then to get a 2x multiplier on your points for Stakestone and Trenches, you simply split this new token, Stone Queen, and get the Turbo Points Stone, which is basically like Pendle's YT token that gets you a huge return on points but burns through your initial capital. Super degen. And you also get something called the Stay Stone, and this is kind of like your PT token on Pendle. It generates a lot of yield, but it doesn't give you any points. And then once you have these two tokens split from Stone Queen, which you got from Stone, you can further use it in the swap feature, where you can provide liquidity using Stay Stone and Stone pair for a very nice return and extra Scroll session points that gives you marks for all the on-chain activity on Scroll. Again, this is very complex, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. If you want further details on this strategy, we are waiting for you in our Discord, because this is basically the source of the biggest alpha that you can get in crypto space before the general market gets access to it. And the best way to get ahead in crypto is to have access to this kind of information in real time. This is why our Discord exists. This is why we've been very successful over the last year and a half with a Discord tracking application that helps you keep organized in real time. So that's a wrap for everything regarding Scroll and Solana updates for today. If you find the content valuable, like and subscribe with bell notifications on, considering a lot of our content is very time sensitive. And if you have any questions, I'm waiting for you in the comments below. Till next time, have an amazing day.